What's going on, No Carbs Nation? How are we doing today? Hey, thanks for tuning in. This is going to be a 7 video series on my journey to better health. So the first 6 episodes will be, the videos will be episodes of health symptoms and diagnosis and things like that I was stricken with for years and have ultimately overcome. And the 7th episode will be a recap and current state of my health. So for those just tuning in, my name is Eric, founder of No Carbs Nation. I am 50 years old. I do not have a fancy editing software, cameras, film crews. It's me and my cell phone. That's it. So thanks for tuning in. Again, this first video in this series of my journey to better health. So the first video in this series is a combination, right? Acid reflux, GERD, Barrett's esophagus. So gut issues that led to more severe. So I'll start by this. So, all through my teens and 20s, I ate like garbage, drank like garbage, chewed tobacco. So all these nasty habits that just weren't very healthy. But when you're younger, right, you kind of feel bulletproof. You don't feel the effects. Well, in my 20s, developed really, really bad acid reflux. A lot. I used to eat Tums constantly. Got to the point where no matter what I ate, I would have really bad acid at night. It would come up, it would wake me out of a dead sleep. I'd have to go to the bathroom and it would come up, literally burn my throat. It was awful. And this was my daily life at this point by the time I'm right around 30 years old. So very frustrating. Again, it didn't matter what I ate or drank. It did not bode well. So then I started choking on some food. I'd eat a meal and I'd have to excuse myself and go to the bathroom and try to bring it up, and it would take 15 minutes sometimes. It happened once at a work luncheon. I had to excuse myself, be gone for 15 minutes. They probably wonder where the hell I was at, but the food would get stuck. I'm like, man. And it got so bad where I couldn't even swallow Tylenol. It was that bad. So I had to go see a doctor. Went to the doctor. He sent me to a specialist for a scope. And so scheduled my scope, went in, got put under or, into twilight. And when I came to, my wife looked awfully pissed and the doctor looked pissed. I'm like, so they couldn't get the scope down my throat. I had so much scar tissue from the acid reflux and the ulcers and everything else. He couldn't get the scope down my throat. So what they did is they cut away a little bit at a time. So I had to go every couple months so they could cut away more so they could finally get down into my stomach with that scope and camera. And what they discovered is, again, years of scar tissue from the acid reflux and from the ulcers. My esophagus and stomach were lined with ulcers, and diagnosed with Barrett's esophagus, which is a precursor to throat cancer. So you think right there enough to scare me straight, right? I actually kept chewing for almost another 10 years. I don't know why. I'm a dumbass. What can I say? So, series of scopes every few months, then every 6 months, then eventually it weaned off to every year and every 2 years. But for the rest of my life, I'll go in for scopes because the Barrett's esophagus never really totally goes away. It could flare up at any time. So they also started putting me on stomach meds for my acid reflux, right? I can't remember all the meds that I switched from because they switched from time to time. Basically the Nexium type, the prescription strength, and there was one in between, and the last one I was on was pantoprazole. So, another thing with those two, started with 1 and then 2, and then at one point I was taking 3 a day because I'd still get acid reflux from time to time. But aside from the acid reflux, it was still the GERD, right? It's still the abdominal swelling. So I would eat a meal, and it would look like I was 8 months pregnant. It looked like I swallowed a basketball. The stomach discomfort from that, the right side be disdained here, and just I won't even get into the gross bathroom details of having GERD and all those things associated with the irritable bowel. My gut was just a mess, and it's from years of bad habits: shitty diet, drinking alcohol, chewing tobacco, stress. I mean, I've held some pretty stressful jobs in my time. That certainly does not help. So, that's that. That's the first step, the first big whammy that started my downfall of health, which ultimately led us to where we are today. But so that's it. Do me a favor, if you have any questions, any stories of your own regarding acid reflux, GERD, irritable bowel, or Barrett's esophagus, which is very scary. It scares the shit out of me. That is, if that goes to full-blown throat cancer, that is ugly. I don't wish it on anyone. So hopefully that I am past that. But regardless, leave me a message with your stories and thoughts or questions about my journey. Because again, that's been it was over 20 years ago that that whole piece of my failing health started. And next episode will be type 2 diabetes. Another big one that I dealt with for years. It was not properly managed, on various levels. So, but please tune in for that. And if you don't mind, give me a thumbs up, hit the subscribe, hit the notify. Let's continue to spread the word of better health. As always, thank you for watching. I appreciate you more than you know. Have a great day. Love you all. Stay strong. Get after it.